Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, wait a minute. Man, this is, I don't know about y'all, but he came in screaming at me. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know the voice. Y'all know the sound. James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusive, is in the building. I have live sound effects, so I don't have to use the machine anymore. I have like somebody in the background that's just for sound effects. So only thing I do is like point at the camera and they'll do it. That new AI, man, I'm telling y'all, that new AI is a beast. Shout out to Brother Ben in the background, man. Hey, like it or not, it's about to go down. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Rebecca Azor will be joining us momentarily. And while we wait there, we can get a few shout outs going on. But I want to give the biggest shout out in the world to our friend, family, and loved one, my darling, my dear, my baby, Jam Tomb. Happy birthday. You get the real air horn. Happy birthday, Jam Tomb. I hope you enjoy your birthday to the fullest. They said I turned 48 when I woke up today. Amen, somebody. Hallelujah. You a damn good-looking 48-year-old. You know that, Jam? You looking good. I love it. Happy birthday again, Jam. Tyler Hackner, what's going on? Good morning to you. Meat Cakes 87. Sheila Bledson is in the building. Tiger, what's up, Tiger? HFK. Okay. HFK Rex is in the building. I gotta make sure because these eyes sometimes. Yes, I have glasses on, but these glasses, I don't know if y'all saw me switch glasses, but these are okay. The other ones are like, I feel like maybe I'm Superman now, like when I take the glasses off. Oh no, it's no better. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We got more coming up on Like It or Not. In the meantime, we gonna play some music because I haven't played no music for y'all. And so it has been a long time since I've been here on a Saturday morning, and it feels so good. It feels right. My spirit is back with me. It feels great. Brandy, good morning to you. Neo Death, good morning. But yes, it feels so great to be back in the seat, in the chair. I love y'all. Y'all know I do. And I'm just what's the word I'm looking for? Where you stall and just waste time. Anyway, I'm stalling, waste time. Find the track.
Filibuster.
Filibuster. Thank you. See, I told you the AI man is the truth. Ben gets on my nerves, y'all. Absolutely. Hollywood, what's going on? Good morning. Latina, what's up?
I got an appetite, let's bake ourselves a treat.
Laney Lou. Yes, you in the correct chat, Laney. Good morning to you.
Please. I love the way you shake, you stir, you heat, you squeeze. So thick. Push up and butter me.
Push that, shake that, smack that, mix that, help that, marinate.
I gotta find my song.
Need a recipe.
Whip that cream, baby. Pour that sweet on me, baby.
Sarah, hey Sarah, good to see you.
We can stop when we hook up, just you and me. Whip that cream.
And y'all, pardon me as I like, share, and subscribe, and all that other good stuff to the stream, man. Hey, if you haven't already, share this with like 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 of your friends, and tell them to share it with their friends, and tell them to share it with their friends, and we can all be friends. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, man. I'm going to do the same.
Push that, shake that, girl, take your last name, let's hyphenate.
Yeah, that's the wrong thing.
Need a recipe.
Whip that cream, baby. Pour that sweet on me, baby. Shade it. We can cook up, we can stir up when we hook up, just you and me. Whip that cream, whip that
Tony Rizzo, good morning, Tony.
cream, and that sweet on me.
Mark Sanders, what's going on, Mark? Shit to see you.
With that cream, pour that sweet on me, baby. Shade it. We can cook up bacon syrup when we hook up just you
Okay.
and me.
Am I done? There we go. All right. Shout out to T Tweety that's in the building, and shout out to Benjamin F. Shelton, not Benjamin P. Dixon, but Benjamin F. Shelton that's in the chat as well. Doing fine in Germany. All right, Germany. Ben, that picture look cute too. Let me stop. Anyway, here's Ben's favorite song and my favorite song that I feel like I haven't played in so long. So we have to jam to this. Okay. Ben already know what it is.
Your eyes tell me
You
that you
already
don't
know.
wanna leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first met.
Ben, take me down real quick, Ben. Let me grab my coffee out the microwave.
I want you and I can't wait. Don't wanna spend a minute without you. I know you feel the same. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say, damn. And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do for your body. So give me all you got right now. I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're mine, baby. So come give me love. I never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time we kiss. Can't get enough, baby. So come give me love. All of your love, I can't fake it. When I'm with you, my legs go weak. Yeah. Can you hear it? I think my heart just skipped a beat. Yeah. This feeling is getting so strong. Love me till the morning, love me all night long. There's something special about you. You're the one that I want. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say, damn. And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do for your body. So
I love it, damn. Shout out to mama and daddy.
I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're my baby. So come give me love. I never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time
Oh,
we
okay.
kiss. Can't get
I remember.
enough, baby. So come give me love. All of your love. Won't you love me till the morning? Love me in the evening. You know what I want. Won't you hold me like I'm yours? Show me that I'm yours. You know just what I want. Won't you love me like the last time? Like our time was right now. Show me what it's about. Love me till the morning. Love me in the evening. You know what I want. I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're mine, baby. So come give me love. I never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time we kiss. Can't get enough, babe. So come give me love. All of your love. Won't you love me till the morning? Love me in the evening. You know what I want. Won't you hold me like I'm yours? Show me that I'm yours. You know just what I want. Won't you love me like the last time? Like our time was right now. Show me what it's about. Love me till the morning. Love me in the evening. You know what I want. All of your love.
That dang old song. Sheila, that is King Sis featuring Dot Rad called Come Give Me Love, the Go-Go remix. And I love me some good go-go music, boy. But that song right there, when I first heard it, freaking amazing, man. Love that song. I love it. I love it so much. Magic Mike's MIJC. Austin, what's going on? Good to see you. Who's from Australia right now? I love the people from over the seas that come and watch the show. I love it. Pitchless Dragon, good morning. I love you. But Osis asked, do I DJ or I'm just DJing or produce production? So mostly DJing, but I am getting into producing. I do a little stuff already, but I want to learn more. Like I actually want to go back to school for it because then I think getting into the production side, and especially because come November, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be without a job. So just found that out a couple of weeks ago that they're going to the contract that we have is going to be leaving. So I'll be looking for work. Well, I'm thinking about going back to school and go ahead and get into music production. I feel that I have a good concept of it already, and I've been doing a lot of it with one of my friends that also has been doing some production stuff, not production stuff, but has been as a music artist. He sings and everything. So I told him, I've been working on his album as well too. This is crazy to say I've been working on somebody's album. Yeah, big week. But I want to go back to school and learn it more because I'm limited to what I have on my MacBooks and I want the full experience of it. So yeah. Hey, if y'all haven't already, Thursdays, Beard Bonnet Chronicles is back. Y'all can watch it Thursdays on the Benjamin Dixon Show channel, also on this space, and 1 p.m. Thursdays. That's my goal, and I'm sticking to it. I've been doing good besides last week when I had a big behind tree fall in the yard. No, I did this week. Yeah, the week before last week. This is Saturday. Dang it. Last week, had a tree fall in the yard. Excuse me. Missed the house, but big tree in the driveway, hit my friend's car as well, too. It was a lot. So, yeah. Sean Payne, good morning to you. Good to see you. Let me see who else I'm missing here in the chat room. Make sure I got everybody so far. But yeah, anywho, y'all, Beard Bonnet Chronicles is back on Thursdays, 1 p.m. Y'all check me out. Y'all guess y'all, I know y'all love it. Y'all have fun and y'all enjoy it. And Q says, hello, y'all, who hasn't been seen in forever. But yes, and NJ, hey, Mr. DJ, hey, NJ, how you doing? But in pure fashion, man, excuse me, of keeping up with Beard Bonnet Chronicles, y'all know I do dad jokes all the time. So why not give y'all a couple of those dad jokes before we get the show started? I asked the IT guy, how do you make a tissue dance? I asked the IT guy, how do you make tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it. You put a little boogie in it. Hey, I told my kid I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around.
I'm done with you, Bubba.
What you say, Ben? You want another one? Why don't oysters donate to charity? Why don't oysters donate to charity? Because they're shellfish.
The work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not.
We're free to tell the truth.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Ooh,
We're rusty.
It
we
was-
haven't had all
sorry.
three of us at the same time in a minute, and
Yeah,
we ain't done the
'cause-
introduction in a minute, and we and
We
and
be
we ain't
doing the
even been
introduction.
we ain't even been on the air in a
Bubba
minute.
just ain't been in it.
I
That's all.
know.
That's all that's been.
I'm sorry.
I heard, yeah. But how are you guys today on the day after
That
whatever
day.
what was yesterday?
Something other.
It ain't independent. I know that.
Well, what was it, like 17 days after Juneteenth or something?
Was it 17 or 19?
Hey, yeah.
I think it's 17. Yeah.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
It's an all right day. Just 4th of July. They didn't even have fireworks in our city like they normally do. We went and parked and waited and got dark and waited. We realized they must have cut the budget. Those done came through and messed up the city budget.
Baby, and like they did it. I fell asleep because yesterday I ran a 10K. And so I did
You did the Peachtree?
I did the Peachtree Road Race. Yeah, so this is my second time doing. What's so crazy
Good
is the
job.
first time I did it was 2018, straight after surgery. Like, remember Ben
Oh.
did it straight after surgery. This year I got a chance to do it. They put me in the watch out. I was at the end, but it's okay because I beat my timing from the years and years ago. I've been
Nice.
training for this. My body isn't sore. This is how I know
That's
that
awesome.
the training and things of that sort really helped me out. I'm already a person who for me, my workouts are always running or hiking. And this time I was just like doubling up, tripling up. I've added actual like weightlifting for the strength of my body, just for the
Nice.
pushing up what they call they don't call it cardiac hill anymore. They call it hope hill. Yeah, so that's the hill that you go up and does a lot of work on your body. And I was able to really get through that. Anywho, I did it. I saw a lot of people in celebration of course, the holiday, whatever holiday that was. What is it? Independence Day here, which is like a made up thing that they stole from other people's, the colonization.
I like what Sarah said. Said the
4th of July.
Fourth
I like
of
that too.
July, baby.
4th of
The
July.
colonization of other people's independence, it's really crazy. It's to me, this is we're already on stolen land. And the caption that I put up on my picture, I should have put the picture up, whatever. But the caption that's on my picture on Instagram is me holding the flag. And I was just like something along the lines of, running on stolen land on a colonized birthday or Independence Day, holding a flag of the people that this same country is trying to erase. So yesterday was a day I think that we all could have sat down and celebrated different things but realized different things. I wore this shirt as well because a lot of people say that the performance from Jimi Hendrix performing the Star Spangled Banner was him in some kind of protest, right? Now, for him, he never said that out of his mouth. What he said, he let the music do what it needed to do. But what Jimmy said out of his mouth was, I've been singing that song since I was a kid. Jimmy was somebody who was really former military. He served at one point. And I think it was like around the Vietnam Wars and things of that. So he has a lot of connection to that. But in his performance of it, I went back and listened to it because I'm like, I want to go back and really listen to it. So yesterday I listened to it, and you can actually Jimi Hendrix. I got a lot of his shirts just because, but Jimi Hendrix played parts in the guitar, or not the guitar. Is it guitar? Well, no, it's the guitar. Electric guitar. So he played parts in that where it was like strained, and then you guys know how like off key but in key, but you can hear how this man made it so that like bombs, you can hear bombs dropping. It was like made like people wailing and crying out and like ambulance sounds and things of that sort. So with that being said, at the time, it was like basically, the land of the free, but look what you're doing. Look what you're about. Look at war. This is what you're about. This is supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. As you sing the song, you can hear like the chords bleeding. You can hear and feel that. So yesterday, I was like, that basically is the same feeling. I know Beyonce on her Cowboy Carter tour is performing bits of it in the beginning before she starts her other song, but that strained version of the Star Spangled Banner, and that's that song sucks. So,
Yeah.
if anybody gonna sing it, especially right now, or listen or pay homage, it would be this Jimi Hendrix version. Because for such a time as this, it's just what it is. But
Yeah.
the white
It's
folks
what
where
they
I live,
call Discord.
but the white folks where I live, they made sure they were celebrating right on time. And they take the city's tax money, and they make sure that they celebrate the 4th of July, and they enjoy. They threw a little something on the grill. I ain't mad if you threw a little something on the grill. Make it your day, celebrate it how you want. You shouldn't be sitting in mourning, but also it's just to realize and understand that they will still go on and celebrate after they done stole your Medicaid, after they done took away your food care from your children. They done said, yeah, children don't eat for free, and then they said the rich will still be rich and not be taxed, right? And that's what and then you gonna owe all you just gonna owe. So stop, don't look for no money on your taxes, because you gonna owe. You're gonna see you're gonna see a couple of dollars on your checks, right? But when tax time comes, you gonna owe. And you're not gonna be able to get any health care. A lot of people who weren't able to get health care were able to do so through Medicaid. And now maybe you can't do that. You can't do it. SNAP gone. And people are like, oh, we're black people who've been on welfare and they're enjoying. No, it's white folks are the most, they make up for food stamps. People on food stamps. They're the largest group of people on food stamps. And now you ain't got no food stamps.
Owsley, Kentucky, I think it was a 95%
white
Republican, 95% white, and 99% of them on food stamps.
And what we're talking about, y'all, because I went right into it, is one big, beautiful bill. Donald, it went through. We went to sleep and we woke up, and baby, no matter.
It's on.
3 senators died and gave place to Republicans having rule over everything. And so that's what we're seeing right now. That one big, beautiful bill that Donald Trump kept boasting about. These are the things that he wasn't promising on his campaign, but was promised in Project 2025, which he tried to disassociate himself with. And here are the things that we are seeing play out. Then if we have any footage from one big beautiful bill, I know who's been talking about it herself and how it does affect people is AOC. She's talked about it from a personal perspective as somebody who makes money off of tips or had made money off of tips working at the bar and things of that sort, and how this is going to affect people. It's no matter what, even though we know that SNAP is something that a lot of white people take advantage of, but this, you and I, all of us here know that what Donald Trump just signed, what he just did with his fellow, his administration, is going to affect Black and brown people the most. It's going to hurt us the most. We're not going to only see people sick. We're going to see people dying. We're going to see children go hungry. We're going to see a lot of people go broke because they're not going to be able, that extra money that they were able to, move around, especially in a time like this with the economy the way it is. They could feed their children at least. And now they're not going to be able to do so. Let's take a listen to what AOC said about this big, beautiful.
Because he doesn't think I'm too much of a smart person. And I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't take a smart person to know if you're being lied to. President Trump, you're either being lied to or you are lying to the American people. Because this bill represents, in the text of this bill, the largest and greatest loss of health care in American history. 17 million Americans will lose their health care on this bill, not undocumented people, not quote unquote the disgusting term illegal, but 17 million Americans will have their health care cut from this bill. On this point of tax on tips, as one of the only people in this body who has lived off of tips, I want to tell you a little bit about the scam of that text, a little bit of the fine print there. The cap on that is $25,000. while you're jacking up taxes on people who make less than $50,000 across the United States, while taking away their SNAP, while taking away their Medicaid, while kicking them off of the ACA and their healthcare extensions. So if you're at home and you're living off tips, you do the math. Is that worth it to you? Losing all your health care, not able to feed your babies, not being able to put a diaper on their bottom in exchange for what? This bill is a deal with the devil. It explodes our national debt. It militarizes our entire economy, and it strips away healthcare and basic dignity of the American people. For what? To give Elon Musk a tax break and billionaires the greedy taking of our nation. We cannot stand for it, and we will not support it. You should be ashamed.
No, she preached down right there. Yeah, she preached down right there. AOC said enough for you to understand what it does, right? It takes away everything. It takes away things from people where it comes to your healthcare. It takes away any type of extra that you were going to use to feed your kids. It takes but who is always going to be protected and not affected? It's going to be the rich. So Donald Trump and his peers. So a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump thinking that he had them in mind, the toothless people in the backwoods areas, that pimped out their trucks that were on their last leg to represent Donald Trump. I seen it driving over to Tennessee, like where I told you guys about this, where somebody pimped out their really old truck and made it a Trump truck, and looked at them toothless, just ain't had no teeth in the front and no teeth in the back. And here we are now. You can't get no teeth, you can't get nothing. And you thought a lot of these people will do interviews and say Donald Trump is going to help me. They've said that. In Tennessee, I just came from out there this past weekend. I just keep going back to that racist place. In Tennessee, it's a beautiful drive though, but there was there's an area where they tell you to get off, and it's like, I think it's called Trump Center or Trump, like where it's a whole building with things dedicated to Donald Trump. And I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, it's our president, and they trying to do it for Barack Obama. It's a whole little mall dedicated to Donald Trump in Tennessee. And they're very, so I tell you all this
Becca, what part of Tennessee?
I don't know, but it's an area where they have on the sign, "Who will you believe in? Jesus Christ."
And I think I know you're talking about
like,
this.
Who will you believe in? And it says like Jesus Christ. And it's like, I would never want to believe in your God, your Jesus, especially with the sign right after with this dedication. And Jesus loves Donald Trump. He might, but Jesus does not like what Donald Trump is doing. It does not accept what Donald Trump is doing. I have read the word of God, and so many people try to use like, oh, Israel is a country that is gonna, that's supposed to be doing what it says because it's biblical. But I also saw in the Bible where God says, I don't care. He said this happened with Israel too. He said, y'all the same country that I freed that's doing me dirty. Y'all are doing me dirty. That's not what I called you to do. And now I gotta hurt you and make the people that you're hurting become the head and not the tail. I will still get y'all together, but now I gotta teach you a lesson. I didn't want that. I didn't want to do that to you. That's the God that I serve. And so with the people who are like the same folks who are trying to make this God say that what Donald Trump is doing to the United States, to the people in the nation, to immigrants, to its own people, even the toothless people who voted for him, and say that this is the way, this is what's supposed to be done, to say that him putting his hand on what's going on in Palestine and helping to obliterate and flatline that place is okay. Like, that is not okay. It's not godly. It's not okay. And what we are seeing is people being they were taken advantage of. They followed this man off a cliff. And I can laugh about it as much as I can, but we're also being hurt as a result as well. We're the casualties in this whole thing, in this war that's happening. And it's going to continue because we haven't even gotten through a full year. We just got to the halfway mark of the first year. and so much has gone on. And we're gonna get into the immigration portion of it because there's so much to happen there. But Ben, as you've been watching what's been going on, I saw you get on when the bill was signed. I saw you go live. What has been going across your mind? What has been coming across your timeline?
But what you said, I mean, you said it all, right? I'm working on a piece now, and I got so many pieces I got to get out. But poor and impoverished white people are going to die for rich white people yet again. They have been dying for rich white people since before Jesus was born. The Greeks, the Romans, they always send poor and impoverished white folks out to die on behalf of rich white folks. And that's exactly what's happening in the big, beautiful bill. And the funniest part to me, and it's sad, right? It's sad that there's going to be a lot of people who suffer and die from this on both sides of the equation, right? Not just it's not just going to be poor white folks who die from this, but it's going to be a lot of black people who die from this. But for those of us who survive, I'm going to laugh at them as they die at their funerals, because this is what you voted for, right? This is what they run around saying. This is what I voted for. This is what I voted for. Okay, then die, because that's what's going to happen. When you can't feed your kids, when you can't go see a doctor, when you can't do anything but scratch and survive, and then they make survival itself illegal, right? You can't sleep in a parking lot, even though you can't afford rent, right? When they all start dying by the thousands, just like they did during COVID, and they're like, oh, I didn't want to get a vaccine. Okay, well then die. Right. So I'm sorry. I'm just like, I'm so far done dealing with the ignorance of people who celebrate their own destruction, because we're literally taking this country into a place where it is going to be nothing but an age of pestilence, where people are dying from stuff that could have been avoided. But all the while right now, what are they doing? We own the libs. Okay. See you in about 2, 3 years, 4 years. You're going to be dead. And if I'm still alive, I'm going to be at your funeral with a sign saying, isn't this what you voted for? This is what you voted for. That's where I am. So I'm sorry. I don't know if you look for anything intellectual, but left eye, they want it so bad. Good. Y'all about to earn it. They are about to see the real price of their ignorance. But what's saddest about it is that it's going to be so far removed from what happened, who did it, when he did it. This bill that was just signed this week is going to cause long-term death. And then they're going to look back and be like, well, how do we get here? They're not going to be able to trace it back and say, we got here because of this bill from Donald Trump and from MAGA, who voted exactly for this. So here we are.
Yep.
What's up with what's on your radar, Bubba?
My whole thing of it is every time something happens, it's just like, okay, what next? And my whole point or whole thing of it all is what would it take for the people that voted for him to realize, okay, we effed up? Like, what will it take for y'all to be like, okay, yeah, we voted for the wrong person? Is it going to be this? Because half of y'all going to die off so quick that you're not going to know what to do. So then the other half is going to be like, all right, I'm not making the money. So then there's y'all, but then you're still going to have a few more million that's still being stupid asses and running behind this man for no reason. Of course, those are the billionaires and the rich people. But it's something that's going to happen that's going to affect them too. I mean, it's coming. It's coming.
It's going to get all of us. And that's the thing. Like, we are all going to suffer. And even the rich people who think that they're not going to suffer, eventually it'll get to them last. But everybody is going to suffer because of this. And not just this bill, but this entire administration. And the sickest part about it, the most twisted part about it to me, is that they know precisely what they're doing. They know Donald Trump and his team, they're not confused about how many people are going to die because of this. That's the plan. And what's crazy about it is that it's going to hurt their voter base the most, because they're overwhelmingly on food stamps. They're overwhelmingly on Medicaid. They're in millions upon millions of MAGA voters are the ones who are going to be killed by this. And yet here they are celebrating it. So what are we supposed to do? Just watch them.
Just watch. Right.
And you know what's interesting when he because again I'm like understand Donald Trump's original promise was literally to lower premiums and to be better and cheaper. what happened? It wasn't lower. It was he eradicated completely, made sure the poor, right?
Mhm.
Even the middle classes, we ain't even middle class anymore. It's just poor. It's just poor, 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 and poor. Everybody who benefited from Medicaid in some way, shape, or form, even if they had to pay a small little premium, some small change just for you to get the basics of getting a checkup, of getting your yearly, getting your breast exams, going for your because if you can't get every tooth in your mouth, at least you can get the one that's left cleaned, right? You can go twice a year. Just
Rebecca.
sometimes for a little.
Get the one left. Get the one that's
The
left.
one that's
That
left,
one
you
right
can
there.
get that one shine right up. Okay.
That one you chew your whole meal on that one tooth.
That's
Y'all
the
leave my
one.
daddy out of this, okay? Leave my daddy out.
Oh Lord, oh Lord. You know, get your little dentures if need be, so you can chew food again. Now people are not going to be able to do so. The medications that you were getting while on Medicaid, what you were able to get for a low price for $5, that would be $200, $300. I've been going to the doctors every 4 to 5 days for the past few weeks, drawing blood. I didn't know that I would have to be doing so. Every bill that has came to me has been $239. $239, and I have to go for the next 2 more weeks. $239. I don't know when the change happened, but it happened somewhere in there where they went up. They no longer covered it anymore. You have a pre-existing condition, all of these things, and you're not protected. You're not. I'm like, my doctor keeps saying, hey, I'm gonna sign you up for this appointment. I'm gonna sign you up for this appointment. We got to make sure we're checking this and that and the other. And I'm like, lady, I can't come back here. I'm sorry, I can't see you again. It's expensive. And there's nothing that she could do for me either. Like, she's like, you have like the best insurance. Not anymore, lady. I have nothing, the thing that's been holding me down. Then all of the discounts that I tried to use to pick up some medication, couldn't use them. They didn't even put a dent in what I thought I was going to be able to pay. So it's an immediate change. It's an immediate change. A lot of people reported that they also could not get into their SNAP accounts immediately. So this is something that they were waiting to just push that button on. People were reporting that as well. Now the thing these are people who have jobs who are on SNAP. This is not people who are people who cannot. These are people who can't maintain the payments that their apartment has gone up twice as much as it used to be, or their mortgage cannot be sustained by the job that they have now, because the mortgage probably went up because they probably had 4 different hurricanes, right? And in that area in the last few years, and now their insurance has gone up. All these things happen, and the SNAP was the only thing to make sure that their kids don't feel the weight of what's going on in their household, so their kids can eat. Simple as that. People get online every day with the mindset and the attack specifically on Black and brown people. And again, when the statistics show who is on it the most, but they come after Black and brown people, and they immediately say, well, this is going to be a good thing because they're using our tax dollars to feed their kids and not work, and not do this and not do that and not do the other. And that's not true. A lot of people do work. It's not sustainable. The wages have not gone up. They haven't changed, but the housing prices have. The rent has. Insurance has gone up. So with that being said, and life happens. May need a new tire. May have gotten a ticket. And have to pay for that. Water bill got higher because more water is being utilized during the summer months, and during the winter months, you got the heater. All of these things are things that take place, which is called what? Life. And Donald Trump and this administration doesn't care about the lives of any of his constituents or the people. And the ACA, which was what Trump tied to, or not the ACA, the American Health Care Act. Remember that when he first came out with it?
So Obamacare.
Yeah. Well, Donald Trump said it failed because Democrats, and he said that he would replace it with this, and it's not even a failure. Like I said, he removed all of it and then just said, "So what? This is." It was supposed to be something that freshened up our healthcare system,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not going to have that. So he's actually, I guess, teasing the infrastructure version of this bill, and where he says he's going to revitalize roads and bridges and public transit, and we know what that means, right? That means he's going to start going through already the cities that are trying to preserve the black cities that are trying to preserve what they have now, its culture, the schools and everything. So what he's going to do is start building like roads throughout it. Somebody mentioned this on social media. They're like, all of these highways were put in right into black neighborhoods where
Yep.
that once were, and we're going to see what this infrastructure, big beautiful infrastructure bill, whatever, is going to start doing the same things. They're going to start trying to infiltrate the black communities, like historic black places. A lot of them will be crushed down, and we won't even call it gentrification anymore. They're white people. It's just gonna be for, as Donald Trump said, to make pools in a resort in Palestine. Imagine what he'd do right here at home.
Yeah.
Then don't forget the other part, Rebecca. They are putting $150 billion into ICE. That's going to make ICE bigger than the FBI.
Wow.
Okay.
$150 billion into making ICE bigger than the FBI, and they're deputizing local police officers, local sheriff's deputies, and just local guys from with militia training to carry out the function of ICE. So this is what I've been saying. If you want to know what's really on my heart, deport me. Give me like what, about 30 of my immediate family that I'll give us 30 free tickets the hell out of this country, because this place is about to go. I mean, why would we want to stay in Egypt right before the 10 plagues? Right?
Hello.
Why would we want to stay in Babylon just before it falls? They try to come in my comment section saying, "Oh, we're gonna deport you back to Africa." Please don't threaten me with a good time. Get me the hell out of here, because y'all about to turn this country into a shithole for real.
Send me back ASAP, please.
And it already is that. Here it is turning, and we don't know what to do. Unfortunately, we live here, and of course, they want to talk about deporting us, in wherever, whoever, however. And while I would love to be somewhere else, I would love to be in Haiti, I would love to be like home, and all the things. I feel like they want to run us off so that they can continue on with these big, beautiful plans. Donald Trump's plan is to, he wants to be Hitler so bad, right? He wants to dictate. He wants to blonde hair, blue eyes, this place. And he ain't even, he wants to make it something that he's not, that he doesn't represent in any way, shape, or form, or doesn't look like. And if he were on the line, he would be in one of the concentration camps based off what he actually looks like. But he's rich. Donald Trump is a rich white man in America. And historically, let the record reflect, he's always been someone who has gone after Black people, Black and brown people, even if it like just when it came to housing, and when we know that with the Central Park 5 or the exonerated, and what happened with that, putting out a full page ad to have these people, to these children murdered by the law, and off of hearsay. So this is, Donald Trump is the president, somebody who is known for grabbing people by the vajayjay,
speaking of grabbing,
without any permission, attacking, abusing women, and he's the president. Donald Trump was in bed with the Epstein folks, and He's our president. So Donald Trump faked. Don't never forget I said it, because I remember they tried to play me. Love Leftist Mafia meaning they tried to say, well, that was an assassination attempt. Where? I said it the first day. I'm saying it right now. Done spent our time focusing on the assassination attempt when a senator just died. Another one shot and in critical condition. And the partner, critical condition. And y'all sitting here and focusing on more on the assassination attempt instead of the senator that just died. Oh, how convenient by one of Donald Trump's supporters. How convenient at a time when we would need these people for bills like this. Right? It was a conspiracy theory when I said it. That's what folks were saying. And on today, here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
But you know what? See, this is why I'm like, they're going to get exactly what they're asking for, because I don't have faith in Democrats to roll any of this back over the next few years. So MAGA and the United States of America is going to get exactly what they're asking for, which is going to be death, sickness, extreme poverty, but mass oppression. There's not going to be protests that rise up against this once it comes into full force, right? Once you get $150 billion worth of ICE agents on the street who are free to do whatever they want to do, right? You're not going to be able to have mass resistance. And so what America is going to quickly turn into is going to be a prison, even more so than it already is, right? It's already a prison nation, a prison state, but it's going to become one even more so. They're putting more money into mass incarceration. These concentration camps that they're building, it's not just for immigrants. People got to wake the hell up. There's not even that many illegal immigrants in this country. It's never been about quote unquote illegal. I even hate that term, right? It's been about how they are going to, in the long run, stop the people from having any resistance against them. And so what are they going to end up getting? In just a few years, you're going to have a population that is sick and dying from diseases that we already got rid of because of Robert Kennedy, right? Can't forget what he's doing over there at HHS, right? They're making it more difficult to get vaccines. So you're going to have children dying at an earlier age. You're going to have millions of people who can't find work, can't feed themselves. So you're going to have people who are starving, who are going to be too sick and too hungry and too oppressed to be able to do anything to stop the uber rich elite who will have every technology at their disposal. They are literally creating a world where it's just a on-off binary switch. Extremely rich, extremely poor, nothing in between except for death, sickness, and disease. And that's where we're headed.
Yeah. Man, it's every day is just like something different, and it's just annoying. And then especially like y'all said, it's going to start affecting loved ones directly.
Yeah.
Now
it really sucks.
So with the we can go into the story so this is the big beautiful bill. Who is going to affect everybody. Majority of the people are going to be Black and brown that actually are going to die from this as casualties. I hate to say that, but that's just the facts of the situation if this is not reversed, because this is more grave than I don't know if grave is an American word, but more grave than what was being led on. This is going to be something that we see just ricochet, trickle down, just from every
down death.
Yes. And so with that being said, you talked about ICE and the $150 billion that are being funded to make them, of course, a larger terrorist organization. They're going to terrorize. They're already terrorizing folks. And I remember I had a conversation a few weeks back where we are in a place where people thought that it wasn't going to be them. Black Americans thought it wasn't going to be them. People who thought they were white adjacent, white Cubans thought it wasn't going to be them. Some immigrants thought because they were good Haitians and they were here for 100 years, it wasn't going to be them. And, the Africans that love to be misogynists, they thought it wasn't going to be them. So all the way down the list, there was a lot of that going on. And then the conversations about people not wanting to fight for any of the Black and brown people because that wasn't their people. FBA, those people thought it wasn't going to be them either. But when ICE stops someone, and there have been too many accounts for me to say this is just a theory, this is actually happening and has happened. When ICE, who is now being funded to be, like a bigger than a military group, bigger than the police, bigger than the FBI, like you said, Ben. When ICE sees you, what they do is just gonna be like, nigga, what type of nigga? We don't care. We just know this is somebody that is deportable. Don't know where they sending you, don't care where they're sending you. You're just deportable. Donald Trump just tried in another attempt to attack Haitians in a different way with removing TPS. I've covered this story a million, 5 trillion times since 2017. We've been covering the type of story. And Donald Trump now is president once again, and he tried to remove TPS. A judge has since blocked it. I'm surprised that went through, because it was going to make, and I made this story a couple months back in March, that it immediately makes 500,000 Haitians illegal. And people are not mathing. The reason why I say that's a big thing, because if immigrants become illegal, Donald Trump first said low-level offenses would be, that will be the people that he, not bothers too much, tries to figure out, give them a little bit of wiggle room. But that wasn't the case. Donald Trump has partnered with Guantanamo Bay to open it back up, to put illegal immigrants there. And if you know the history, and I will continue to say this, I'll probably sound like a broken record. If you know the history of Guantanamo Bay, historically, immigrants were brought there back in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, and the immigrants that were mostly in Guantanamo Bay in those devilish conditions. It was like a concentration camp for Haitians. They were brought there because they were said that this immigrant group has AIDS. This immigrant group has AIDS, and they were brought to Guantanamo Bay, and they separated them from everyone else and literally weren't giving them food, water, or anything. That place was a concentration camp for Haitians. And now he has 30,000 beds, and he's going to make thousands of Haitians illegal. He wants to do that overnight. And what was supposed to be for low-level offense would go back home. He's now saying that's going to be for illegal immigrants because they are the ones that are high in crime, which is a lie. And now we're looking at this place that he's created. If you guys haven't seen it in the news, and Ben, if you can get some footage of what that looks like, and I know there's some reporting on that as well, if you can get anything on that, because I would like for you guys to hear them describing the state of this place. Alligator Alcatraz, Alligator Alley, which is an outdoor imprisonment for illegal immigrants out there in the Everglades in Florida, where alligators roam free. What was supposed to be there was something else that they were making, I think, for the government, and never went through originally because there were concerns about what was out there, disease, the animals that they couldn't control. So they never finished building that out. They ended up making it an outdoor encampment. And this is already open. From what the public had said, Donald Trump had went and made a visit on July 1st, and it's already open, and it began to flood.
Yep.
The place began to flood. So I can't imagine who's already in there. They won't allow press to walk in there past these type of, like these before views. They won't allow press to walk in there. And if you guys know what happens in the Everglades or anything, like if you're a child who grew up in South Florida or Florida at all, we took field trips there. The most things that they will tell you about are the alligators. They're a thing. Here, look. It's
dang.
Like, yes. And a reporter tried to go in. A lot of people, people who are representatives down there, people who are part of different organizations down there who are mobilizing, tried to go in, traveled over there to try to go in, and they were not allowed in. Some press, you know how Donald Trump is preventing press from coming and seeing different type of things. This is one of them. They weren't allowed in, but they're outside. And there are food trucks partnering with alligator Alcatraz, and they're parking in the front to serve food to who? Not the prisoners, but the
Right.
people who are going out there to be spectators and the people who are going out there to see their person. Some people don't know how they're going to get in to see anybody. They don't know when. This place is so, if you know the Everglades, you can't just go in like that. This is a travel. This is literally a travel. And the inhumaneness of this, dehumanization of people, and not caring at all if they die from disease, if they're fed, if animals are going to attack them, putting them in a state where they have no help. ICE imprisonments, which I'm going to talk about in upcoming Like It or Not later this week. This upcoming week, ICE imprisonments have no real help. They, a woman named Marie-Ange, back in February, I want to say, was put, well, she was being held since February with no contact or anything. She was, I would say, murdered within ICE. She was complaining about heart problems. They kept saying they tried to give her help, but they did not. They ignored her, and she ended up dying within ICE, which somebody else died right before she did as well in ICE. ICE they don't have any actual health. No matter what's the money that's being pumped into them, they're just there to watch you and potentially abuse you the same way they brought you in. And that's what we're going to see. Now imagine an outside encampment like this, y'all. It's ridiculous. But let's take a listen to what this woman is saying about the
Representative Angie Nixon out of Florida. She went down. Can you all hear it?
No.
Interesting. What's up with the audio? Let's try this one more time.
She's a state representative, Angie.
Oh, Angie Nixon. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
We're outside of Alligator Alcatraz, and we are being denied access because they are saying that the facility is now operational and they're concerned about safety. And so that's more reason for us to be here and wanting to gain access to ensure that the detainees are being treated humanely and that it's safe for them to be there. And so we're sitting here, we've been here for about 20 minutes now trying to gain access to ensure that these folks are treated. So we've been here, denied access for an hour, and we've been trying to ensure that these detainees have been treated safely, humanely, with dignity and with respect. We want to make sure that there is no flooding. We want to make sure that there's nothing breaking down, and they won't let us go in. And so we're trying to figure out, they keep giving us a runaround, and they're not supposed to be denying us access because it is against the law. We are allowed to come here unannounced. And so we're simply just trying to talk to General Counsel, and they're giving us a runaround, connecting us to people who aren't even General Counsel.
So they won't even let state officials who have jurisdiction to go and look and see and observe. Let me just say something here. I normally would just ignore this kind of stuff. Dr. E. Darren, Biden increased funding for ICE. Sure, he did, but not by 150 billion blank dollars. That's as best I can do, God. I'm trying not to cuss. Not by 150 billion dollars. I need for people to have enough integrity and intelligence to not draw false equivalences when there is none. Biden will go to hell for what he did to the people of Gaza. Okay? But Biden is not hastening the complete and total destruction of the United States of America and the full embrace of fascism by giving ICE $150 billion. My friends, can we stop being intentionally obtuse? Can we just be real about the very unique threat that Donald Trump is and poses? Because if we have to constantly go back and say, oh, the Democrats are the same. Listen, Democrats can There's a lot Democrats can do for me, right? Their whole infrastructure, if you ask me, can be destroyed, and we would be better as a civilization for it. But they are not the fascists who are currently in power, taking us headlong into an age of pestilence. And that's as calm as I can say it.
I'll say, I hear what you're trying to say, Dr. E. Joe Biden gave money. Absolutely. And so did so many others. And that doesn't make it right. A lot of the people that we voted for was just like, a lot of people were problematic and are problematic on both sides. But I don't want to both sides this thing because Donald Trump is a different. This whole thing can obliterate and not give us another chance to even have a chance to move forward within anything. Remember, I am one of Joe Biden's biggest critics about how he handled Haitians. Especially before what he was campaigning on was if he becomes president, he knocked on the door of Haiti and said, I will help you guys. I will make sure you protect. I will make sure all this stuff and didn't do it. So, but in this moment right now, I need Democrats to stand up. But in this moment right now, we have to continue to hold the mirror to the little evils, the people who are doing the problem so that people are aware of what is happening, what is to come, what is next. I've seen a lot of this online where people were, holding up signs at protests. Yes, and yes, they are. Yes, they are. The ones that are holding up the sign. If you ask, they are that. They're non-melanated, and they're holding up signs that say, if Kamala won, I would be at brunch. And read the room. So you
Rebecca.
the most important thing for you is brunch. If Kamala won, a lot of things we still would have had issues, beloved. But the fact that you and your privileged bouncy house wanting ass is saying that if Kamala Harris won, you would be at brunch. Meanwhile, we had lots of issues. So the actual issues that were happening that were here before were never your thing. But this is tapping into your brunch time because you had to come out and protest. And then Kamala isn't president. Stop going out there and looking for her and asking for her. And stop it. The what ifs and the what was. It's very important for us to focus on what is happening right now because we have been covering this since 2016.
Yes.
Since 2016. And I always say that we've covered this before, but it's happening right now. We cannot talk about if y'all would have just listened. We already did that during the Biden administration.
Yep.
How long are we going to continue to have that conversation?
Right.
Kamala didn't win.
Here's a flip side of that as well. Like as much as and it's so funny when I people be like, "Oh, you're a Democratic shill," and they have like literally no idea how hated I am amongst the Democratic establishment. Like they hate me. Right. I'm blocked by some of the biggest leaders in the Democratic Party because they hate me because we call them out relentlessly. But that's besides the point. The point is this. No matter how bad the Democrats were, and will be, at least we had something like a democracy. At least we had the potential to outvote them. We are in a phase of American history and American decline where none of you are going to have a chance to do anything about this because MAGA is strategically striking at every component and element of our democracy. Not only the right to vote, but your right to have a healthy existence enough to be able to get out of the bed and go vote. How can you go vote when you're dealing with polio and polio's back in fashion because they got rid of the polio vaccine because of Robert Kennedy Jr.? How you going to do anything to stand up for any revolutionary idea when they have put the shackles of complete and total oppression on top of you? But hey, the Democrats, they just as bad as MAGA. Okay.
You saw how they was out there. You're right, Dr. E. He brought something up I really want to talk about too. You saw how they was out there with Mamdani in and what's that man, the black mayor name?
Oh, Mayor Eric Adams. Yeah.
Eric, look, Eric Adams.
Yep,
Did you
that
see how black people? Let me talk to black people.
Mm.
Let me do that real quick. So Mamdani, he's very supportive of the immigrant group as product of immigrants as well. And was at the biggest concert that they had recently for Haitians. I think at Barclays Center. It's called the Bio Tour with a whole bunch of that man pulled up and was enjoying himself with the immigrants. And what I do love, and shouts out to the people who threw it. Mikael, shout out to you for making sure that he actually worked with the police officers to be like, you can't touch my folks here. Haitians are gonna come here and y'all can't come searching for nothing. Y'all can't, like, he made sure that was gonna happen because we know how they do, and Haitians are known to whoop ice behind. Anyway, they've done that this week. But I tell you what to say. We see that for Eric Adams, we saw the turn. I'm so glad that Mamdani is now in the right direction to become the next leader of New York. But here we have Eric Adams, who's just a grifter. If we ever seen somebody grift, just
Slime ball.
terrible. But
Slime ball.
people were in line. Don Lemon went and did an on the ground coverage of it, and they were mostly black in line. And when asked, because they still in 2007. So Dr. E, when you're talking about people doing the same thing over and over, we're still seeing that. I can agree with that. What I see with these black people were doing, most of them were black and in line, and they asked who you're voting for, and they said Eric Adams. And when they asked why, they said because he's black. He's a brother. We got to support our brother. And that's how I know they are unaware of anything that Eric Adams is doing and has done, and they're voting because it's black. Now, I know you have seen me said, just going right off of my good sis Issa Rae. I'm rooting for everyone.
Everybody black. But there's an asterisk there. There's an asterisk there.
Thank you. The asterisk is here. And it's I'm rooting for everybody black. Good. And
yes,
somebody who has a good heart, somebody who's doing good for the community. So I'm rooting for those. I'm not rooting for somebody's son who's hurting women out there, or somebody's daughter who's hurting men out there. I'm not rooting for those people. May you burn in hell forever.
Forever.
And it's over.
I'm rooting for those people who are doing good by people. I'm rooting for the people who are out there doing the good fight, right? For people, the people who think about humans, the people who think about people, the people who want change, not the people who are online thinking that they're disruptors by just posting a think piece or just an argument for argument's sake, or people who are grouping themselves and othering other people and all of this and not seeing the bigger picture. If we work together, I am not rooting for those black people and the people outside who are voting for Eric Adams. Shame on you, because you did not school yourself. You didn't go try to get any information. You did not read an article. You did not research the man that is today. How he represented himself when he first came on was a facade. Everything has fallen out of the trash bag. Every piece of rotten fruit has fallen out of the trash bag. The garbage is down the street. And this is the man that you guys prefer to vote for. Olay has done countless coverage. Olay, the immigrant, right? That people swear up and down has no pool, no nothing. The lawyer, by the way, in America. And this person has done some countless coverage and has even sat down and challenged Eric Adams about all the things that he's done.
Yep.
And even look, between us, sorry, Olay, even people who have higher stature or well respected in the news world, in the media world, in law, even tried to tell her maybe you shouldn't have spoken to that black man like that. People that we respect. So it just goes to tell you that people will vote because he's a black man. The same way people are speaking about Sean Diddy Combs' love, right? And this recent thing that came out where
he got off
he
of
was
what?
acquitted of
The most serious charges,
all,
racketeering charges.
all
yeah.
the serious charges.
Yeah.
And people are saying, well, they're thinking that he's on trial just for the freak offs. And I'm like, let's be y'all in these conversations and think pieces. This man is on trial for being a terrible person, a terrible human, a dangerous man. But Candy, who stay with a check.
Not from
who's always in her bag.
That Candy?
Yes. Candy and Shamia, because they call her Portia's best friend, whom I like, right?
Right.
They liked posts of another person like in the music industry. They liked the post that was saying that no matter what Diddy did, God got him, because people are going to use God, right? As Diddy did. Diddy tried to use God right before he went in.
God, would you strike these people down? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
People like these posts that are saying that God got Diddy no matter what, and no matter what he did, he's a black man that deserves to be free. All he did, whatever he did with his personal time, and it's not about what he does. This man is dangerous. Are you missing the point?
I don't think they care.
They don't care, but it's also very telling. Anybody who's looking to date right now, anybody who is in a friendship, anybody who is looking at anyone, you should be. If that man tells you, "Hey, this is my Instagram," immediately go see what he likes.
Mm-hmm.
This is my Twitter. This is my my threads. This is anywhere where, because they might be talking to nobody, but you may get on that page and you may see all the things that he's liked. It tells you exactly where you need to go, and that's out the door and never come back, sis or brother, whoever. You don't want a woman who's also, because they're out there doing the same thing, misogyny. Misogynoir, people who are not caring, people who are over sexualizing the people who are hurt. Right? These are what we're seeing so much of, and this protection over these men because they're black. So that's what I want to have the conversation about. Y'all, no, absolutely not. I don't even want you near me.
I'm so tired of. So I'm going to protect and defend black people, but here's how I got to protect and defend black people. We got to acknowledge that we got some shitty black people amongst us that will always support ignorance and evil and bigotry. They will support Eric Adams, despite the fact that Eric Adams is doing what he bringing back stop and frisk that's harming black people, but they're going to support him because he's black, or they're supporting him because he's their inroad to a little bit of money, greasing the wheels, a little bit of power, a little bit of success. He can get a contract for them. There's a lot of black folks who do it like that. And then you got black folks who are going to support Sean Diddy Combs. Now, I was the biggest Diddy fan back in 98. Okay. Yeah. When you realize who he was and what he did, you have no choice. You have no choice. Yeah, to take that. But he was doing a whole lot of take that.
Yeah. Shut up, dude.
You have no choice but to you have.
Why would you do that?
I'm trying to be so serious. It's good though. Please, I need to lighten up here because man, I'm about 2 seconds away from like torn over the whole desk. Because how you gonna support Sean Diddy Combs at this point? How you gonna see him curb stomp? I can't even remember the names. Cassie. How you gonna watch what he did in that video? How you gonna listen to all those victims? How you gonna listen to all the evidence? How you gonna see all of that he did and say God got him? Nah, God ain't got him. Lucifer got him. Like Diddy is an evil man, and if you out here supporting him, you are a threat. You are as much a threat to the black community as Diddy. We got to get all of them away from us. We got to get all of these people who support this type of evil, who support this type of ignorance, who support this type of politician. You know, the James Clyburns of the world, right? Those people who get a little bit of power, they get a little bit of money, a little bit of power from the Democratic Party. All of a sudden, they do anything the Democratic Party say do. Same type of spirit that get a little bit of power from the Republican Party and do the same everything the Republican Party tell them to do. So I'm gonna say this: the best way for us to protect and defend the black community is for us to identify the Judases in the black community. And those Judases aren't just the people who take money to be a Judas. It's those people who are ignorant enough to believe that you should stand by somebody even though they are hurting us, like Diddy was.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what we're seeing in the, just because they're black in the political world. If the person is a man first, a white man, whatever, but in the black community, we shouldn't be holding on to that as well. I even said that for the pastors. People got on me about that. I don't care that the pastor is the pastor. He should be held accountable. You're wrong.
That part.
You're strong and you're wrong. And if you are abusing people, you should not be preaching. If you're touching children, you should not be preaching.
You touching children, you should be drawn and quartered, tarred and feathered, publicly executed.
If you're raping the women who are asking for prayer, no.
You too.
All of them. And so Diddy aligning himself with the church, and the church that he aligned himself with, the beloved T.D. Jakes, who everybody's just like, maybe he didn't know what was going on, but you were at the parties. There's video of you during what was it, 2020 or 2022, whatever, for Young Miami's birthday or his birthday, and there goes T.D. Jake sitting out there. Was he uncomfortable? May have been, but was he there? 100%. Were things probably shared with them? Absolutely. So what I'm saying is we cannot keep supporting people just because they black. There is an asterisk. And so what we're seeing for in politics, it can hurt us. And that's the problem. Yes, we had a good run. Barack Obama was our first shining light at that time. And we voted because he was black. Yeah, we did. And
I didn't. I voted for him because I knew what he was promising. I ain't never been, listen, look, as pro-black and blackity black as I am, live and die, ride for my people. I ain't never really cared that you were black. I needed to see what you was about. Because I always knew that there was traitors amongst us. I always knew that there were people amongst us who would sell us out, because there's always been people amongst us who sell us out. I ain't vote for Barack Obama because he was black. Now, if y'all, I remember I was 28 at the time, so Rebecca, that makes you about 18. So
I was 18?
Right. I get it. I ain't trying to throw shade at you.
That was my first time voting. And I was at FAMU and he came.
Absolutely.
Right.
That makes sense for an 18-year-old. Just ain't.
And we met him at the school, and I had to read his book for a course and study it, and it was all the things, the audacity and hope.
But I was 28. At a certain age, you learn better, you do better. And there's a whole lot of grown people who older than me now. I'm 45 now. There's a bunch of 60-year-old people who ain't learned better all this time. So it ain't even a matter. It's not even a function of age. It's about what you like. I can't stand y'all.
I missed y'all.
I just get, man. I'm so tired. Like this is an irritating morning this morning, because I think what took me overboard was you reminded me that Diddy got off this week too. That did it. I can't deal with human beings, man. I can't.
He's still going down.
No, but
it may be just lighter sentence for him, of course, than what we were hoping for. Well, what we were hoping for some of us. And so that's just goes to show that even the powerful, they're black men, they're going to go down, but how bad. And Diddy, even in some of before we got the verdict, before there were details from reporters who were saying that during the videos being played of the freak-offs, Diddy would want to see things like he would, the court artist who've been trying, like, why he,
that person.
The head shapes just be changing every time. It's just crazy. But what would show Diddy, like, literally, like, looking and trying to get a glimpse of his work. And like this man is he's a dangerous man. But when the verdict came out, him to run into the seat and bend down and cry and all that stuff, because what did you really think that? I mean, you got off. Cassie, a lot of men were like, she doesn't deserve. This was perfect. He got off where it shows that from these jurors that she was a part of it. She was an accomplice, and for the Jane Doe, who was allegedly 50 Cent's child's mom, they were all a part of it. They were not victims. They were all a part of it, and they had civil cases as well. Dawn was saying that that's why they pursued it in that route, because they knew on the bigger scale that this would not bring any justice, on that scale. But they all have civil suits and things of that sort. Now, with the rest of it, are people not worried about the rest of what this man is accused of? Because that's very important. But they're not. He's a dangerous man. He's a dangerous
And then
man.
for him to kneel down and pray and thank God for him. See, they got God all the way effed up, y'all. I'm sorry. They got God all the way messed up. Why do they think so many people about to die? And I'm not saying that with joy or giddiness or anything. And it's like America is bringing it on themselves. We're bringing it on ourselves because we actually think that God is supporting these evil people who it's just like them. It's just like all the House Republicans who gathered around to pray. And they were touching and agreeing, Rebecca, that they passed the big, beautiful bill that was going to end up taking 17 million people off their insurance. They gathered around, touched and agreed. I bet you somebody was in there speaking in tongues in order to pass this demonic, demented bill. And they've got this thing but the punishment is clear, right? The punishment is clear. We out here dying. The streets are flooding. The storm, the wars are raging, and y'all are still thinking that y'all are on God's side. Like, I don't even know what to say at this point, but come, Lord Jesus, come on, do your thing, because these dummies are out of control down here.
They've been out of control.
And there's no control, but they're okay with it. The fact that there is no order, no control. We're watching the people who support Trump are the ones that support Diddy. That's a given. The people who believe that Donald Trump should, like, everything that Donald Trump is doing is for the protection of America are the ones who support Diddy. Your favorite rapper who wanted to rap or has rapped for any Trump event is the one that I can guarantee you is online supporting Diddy, has some support for Diddy. They're the one that supports Tory Lanez. They're the ones that support DDG. They're the ones that support those people because it's about the protection of Black men. We have Morris Chestnut. We have like Boris Kojo. We have even Barack Obama. I could say that. We have good Black men that deserve protecting. We got Benjamin Dixon. We got Bubba. But you guys are naming people who are out there abusive and nasty on purpose, in the public eye, doing more and more. They're not hiding it. And the moment, like, these are the people who have been attacking women and men in the, like, and you guys are saying that we need to protect them because they are Black men.
Nah.
But we are telling ourselves and our people and our loved ones and our women and we're saying that this is all we deserve because it's a Black man, not to build up the next Black man to take position of Eric Adams, not to make sure that we are in rooms where our daughters and our sons are being protected from these villains, from these predators that are Black men. It's not only Black men, but as Black people, I'm talking to us, and I'm talking to us at our family gathering. I'm talking to us at the cookout that literally says Blacks only at the door. I'm talking to us. It's problematic when we think like that because we will keep people like Eric Adams, who has cases against him of sexual abuse against women that have worked with them.
Yeah. And this
as
is
a leader. Go ahead, Ben.
This is the it's hard for me because I understand like the authentic and like universal cosmic importance of blackness. I really do.
Mhm.
And I think I want to, because what I'm getting ready to say is going to kind of sound like I don't, but I really do value our blackness, not just because of culture, but because what we represent, not only on this planet, but we represent universally. But y'all, if we don't get some of these niggas up out the paint,
Mm.
if we don't get some of these devils away from us, and it's so bad to the point where this is what I'm saying. It's almost like we almost got to forget. We got to forget the black part just for a minute, because we need to flesh out all of the evil people all across the board, of every race, of every ethnicity, of every religion. There are evil people in Islam. There's evil people in Christianity, evil people in Hinduism, evil people in Buddhism. There's evil people that are black, evil people that are white, evil people who are Chinese, Mexican, everything and in between. And then there's good people in every single one of those groups. And we're not outnumbered. We actually do. The good people outnumber all of the evil people, no question. But they're the ones with the microphones right now. They're the ones with the podcast that gets millions of views every single podcast. They're the ones that are on top of propaganda mountain, and what they say, they're the ones that have the most influence. And if we don't find each other across race, across religion, across every single category possible, we're going to die in our silos. So it's like, I'm not saying put our blackness to the side, because I like literally physically and spiritually cannot. But I'm saying that we got to we got to find everybody who is on the good side. We got to find the people of good faith and unite with them, because we're going to have to fight against some evil black folks. There's some black fascists out there. There are a lot of black fascists. They're all black MAGA. There's a lot of black liberals who ain't going to do nothing good for us. And so we got to push it back against all of them. And the only way we can do it is if we unify with the diversity of goodness that's out there. And I'm just, I just help us, Lord Jesus.
And that's the thing.
Mhm.
You can't be evil blind. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't walk around here and just be like, he's black. He's black. This person is responsible for a whole community of people, a whole state of people, a whole city of people. And you want this person whose history, his rap sheet just shows that he doesn't care about people,
Yeah.
to continue to lead. You're not thinking about your future. You're not thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about what your city can actually be. The complaints that you have need to be fixed, right? This man, Eric Adams, does not care about it. So being in line and standing in line for long periods of time at your big ages, because y'all was about 60 plus, and y'all was out there and saying that this man is the man with the plan, and you couldn't tell us what the plan was. Absolutely insane. It's insane. And then the ones who are on the side of Diddy, lots of millennial men, lots of older men, and lots of men just in the conversation. And of course, this is the black conversation, so it's a lot of black men. They aren't afraid. They're not afraid. It's not only liking posts, they are making full out statements. And like you said, Ben, they're niggas and mics. Okay. Noms. I even seen moms, and they're all having these conversations, and they are similar to the way that they're covering Eric Adams. And this problem,
it's the same spirit.
Problem. It's a spirit that's going around. So evil, we need you to not be evil blind. Please let the scales fall from your eyes so you can see. So you can see what you're not voting for, so you can see what to fight. I need y'all to research. Listen, all the points and the thinking points, online, the talking points, all the things that y'all try to make are so reused. They're recycled. Yes, this is like my damn battery. They're recycled. I'm going to make this point and change the battery, but all you guys are doing is not educating yourselves. You're not educating the people. You have these big old platforms because you're recycling points when you should be getting more and making yourself get more information, research,
go deeper,
dig into it, so that you can now tell the people who come onto your platform to figure out why they should or should not be voting for this person, or why they should or should not be supporting this person as a community. You need to be grabbing more information, not sticking to these talking points and saying that you're a disruptor. You are not a disruptor. You are actually a part of the problem.
Yep.
Tell us more, make
Pause.
it more nuanced, give us more information. This is the time to not only fight the information, you need to provide it if you are going to be the person talking about it with your damn mic.
Big grown self with a mic. Ah. Oh goodness. I can't. Y'all want to laugh, Rebecca? You got something? I got. James already know what's coming.
Yes,
Rebecca.
dude.
Oh,
and it's gonna be funny. My brother-in-law is watching as well too. Shout out to mom and daddy and my brother-in-law Nick, who's watching right now too. And he is a big sports fanatic as well too. So him seeing this,
this is gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
We go. Oh, hang on. We go. A second to come back. I want to make sure she done before I change the camera, because change the subject, because you don't think we could do. But while we wait on that, listen, Tiger in the chat room dropped a link earlier, and I'm going to drop the link. Well, actually, Tiger, if you could drop that link to the Discord. Here's what we're doing, and Tiger took the lead in the initiative to create a Discord around it. But one of the most powerful things that we can do, and I need everybody who's watching across all the platforms, one of the most powerful things that we can do is fight back in terms of the narrative. The narrative created on social media. Their MAGA's ability to create narratives is higher level, higher dimensional. I mean, it is literally, when I say this, when I say stuff that's spiritual, you all, I need y'all to translate it and understand that I've not only studied it spiritually, but I've studied it mathematically and structurally. So what MAGA is doing is structurally the same thing as spiritual wickedness in high places. When you can take the fact that Minnesota representative who was killed and her husband, Melissa Hortman, and her husband, Mark, were killed, and then MAGA gets in there with their information machine and they flip that narrative. They invert that narrative. And now all they're saying is that, oh, that was a hit job hired by Democrat Tim Walz, right? Wow. And that's the narrative. When you could go in and do that at a national level, at a national scale, and do it instantly, that's spiritual wickedness in high places. That is information warfare of the highest order. And so what Tiger has initiated and created a Discord around is to create a counterforce. We need everybody who has social media to come and join this Discord. Let me see if you put the link in there. I've been talking long enough to see if that link is in there, Tiger. Is Tiger gone? Here it is. There it is. On the screen. I need you all to go and join this Discord, because in this Discord, we are going to organize ourselves. And I don't care if it's only 50 people. We don't really need more than 50 people. We'll take 5,000 if we get it. But we are going to move like a collective army and go around and fight back against the narratives that they create. And we're going to do it in real time. We need dedicated people, and all you got to do is look at a post and reply accordingly. All you got to do is know the issues and reply. So if we can get people to do that, we can start fighting back little by little. Is it going to be a huge success right away? I think it might be, right? But even if it isn't, every single argument online matters right now. Why? Because that's how MAGA gets everything done, through narrative control, information warfare. So go over there and join that Discord right now, so that we can start moving together as a squad. And all right, glad to have you back, Becca. Do you have? I don't know. Is we at the end of the show yet? Or,
no, you're gonna make us laugh.
Oh, I am. I just want to make sure. I didn't want to move until you got everything out. I didn't want to. Okay. Y'all got to get past a pass here, because this is, here's the question. What you're getting ready to see this MAGA representative from the state of Tennessee, Tim Burchett, what you're getting ready to watch him do, I need you to tell me in the comment section, is this an ass grab or an ass slap? Is this an ass grab or an ass slap?
It's a pinch.
Oh no, 'cause
No, look closer. Ain't a
Mm-mm.
pinch. He gr-
It was a double squeeze.
That was thank you. No, he got a handful.
Baby, it was
And honestly, it
So
looked
why
like
did
he
that
put the middle
happen?
finger in there. But the finger went in there. The finger went in. Watch the zoom in.
what?
Why did that
Watch
happen,
the
you
zoom.
guys?
Watch
Is that
the
his
zoom in.
partner? Is this his partner?
The hand is sphere,
He's
bro.
married. He's married with kids.
Oh, so the anti LGBTQIA plus.
Now, the reason I ask you if it's an ass grab, excuse my language, y'all got to forgive me, because here's an ass slap. This is, you know, I'm not particularly fond of either because I just don't like being touched. But here's the reason I'm showing it, because I want to go. He's saying this is MAGA. This is MAGA saying this is guys just being guys. Got a problem with that? I said, okay. How many of them gonna be like this? Here's another one. You're really not a man until you can do this with your friends. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Is this what is required to be a man to do this with your friends? And then there's this one. Stormy Hogan said that's a real man thing. But I guess the woke paranoia is determined to whine about everything. Some men are secure enough in their masculinity to tease other men. Apparently, Pastor Ben wasn't on a sports team. I was on a sports team long enough to get injured, seriously injured. So anyway, then that girl said, it's an idiotic man thing. They also walk by each other and slap their front side. I'm sorry. Who most are just dumb boys at heart. And then one more. They said, I love Tim Burchett even more now.
Restless Dick Face said it.
Restless Dick Face.
I'm sorry. I just know, I didn't know this was a, tell me, because this is like sexual assault to me.
The man didn't jump. He didn't.
Oh, he did.
He jumped.
See?
But he realized, oh, that's my boy.
He's like, oh yeah.
He was embarrassed though because Buddy in the front looked like, oh, what just happened?
Oh, it was like, man, you ain't see the camera?
Okay, bro, the camera right there.
Is that just something? Y'all help me out. Is that just something?
So,
guys just do.
I've seen some, sports. Of course, they do that a lot. They might do the ass slap and everything. Now, I've seen some clips and videos where there's a little bit more going on, and you're like, okay, now you're pandering on the other side. But that right there, he had a whole handful. That is not no guy thing. Now, granted,
no, I was laughing about this too. The sack tap. Why
sack tap is because that's what that was. Let's be honest. That's a white man. He ain't got no ass. He hit that man balls, bro.
What?
Sack tap.
That was so deep. The people who are against other people enjoying this in on the outside, they doing this all up and through. They hating, but this is what they're doing with each other.
Oh my goodness.
But I will say this too. White men, not all y'all, but white men, they do some stupid stuff like that. But I'm just like, bro, in public, no, you gay, bro. You gay. Gay. I'm sorry.
Anywho, it looks like look, yeah, we're not about to get canceled. But the gay man said it on the show.
Exactly.
Yes, that was James is
because sometimes you don't appear gay to people. So the next thing they tuning in and they thinking that it's yeah.
So man,
like no, it's my gay ass. That ain't gay.
Oh my goodness.
No, we can't tell off rip. If somebody's watching this off mute, they're gonna be like, who's that big black bouncer? Stereotype.
I'm sorry, but can we? I just needed to see because I'm like, well, maybe something wrong with me because when all the MAGA start saying, oh, that's what just men do. I've been in sports.
MAGA will always change and move the goalposts every time when it's something that's like their people. It doesn't matter what's bad or good. They're gonna make sure that one thing about MAGA, they are always together. Even when we'll be like, oh look, they're ripping each other's heads off. The next day they already send a collective email where everybody was supposed to get it in order and get together.
Yep.
Let's get to the super chats, please.
I just
I can go
think,
pick up my
no,
nephew.
but Rebecca, that's the part. That's the real part about this, right? The real part about this is not only the fact that wow, like, come
And
on,
he
man,
did it twice, and then this finger was like, ew.
I
all
told
the
y'all
way.
that
Somebody said it was an
that's
anal
what
probe.
Said.
Listen, Jay, what are we doing?
Okay, let's read some super chats because I don't want to talk about ass FOMO, especially when it's white.
I just think,
y'all remember.
So just confirm, just before we go, confirm. There's a difference between the slap and the palm.
Yeah,
or am I just missing it? And this just what guys do.
Look, Dr. E just said it himself. I'm gay too, so I don't know how to feel about this. See,
and Dr. E is 60, so I
oil
think
check.
Dr. E would know. Oh, not the oil check.
That was a prostate examination. That was he was getting off. He had to go wash his hands after that.
That's what it is. He's a doctor. He was doing the exam right there on the floor to make it easier. Hey, I'm just gonna do the exam right quick. Boom, boom, it's done. Here we go.
I just want to make sure everybody's. I want to make sure everybody sees this is Tim Burchett from the state of Tennessee, who is a staunch Republican. He's a devout Christian, and he's so anti-LGBTQ.
Are you
serious? There he is. Oh no,
that man gay as hell, y'all.
Yeah, and that's why he's in that. And they caught him.
And that's
4K.
That's and this is exactly how they do. They be the main ones that's against all the LGBT rights.
That was my point.
The main ones that come out here and do stuff like this. That man gay. He cheating on his wife with another man. That man, as a matter of fact.
Which is, you know what? The cheating part is wrong, but like, if this is what you are, this is who you are.
That's who
cool.
you are.
That's who you are. Be that. Be proud. But how you out here attacking LGBTQ rights and you giving a man a prostate
That's the good old
examination?
boys. The good old boys.
In the middle of the congressional floor.
You know what? Let me shut up. Get me out of this screen because I'm about to tell you what they really be doing in the secret private sessions.
Oh no, James, no, James, let that stay in house over there. Let that stay in.
No. Let that be on your stream. Do
the BBC
one of them type of streams.
Here we go.
Charlie. Go ahead. Yes. Charlie says, and thank you, Charlie, for moderating on my channel. As always, love you, mean it. The big BS bill. 4th was just another day for me. I have more enthusiasm for celebrating Pride Month than Independence Day.
Hello. That's right, Charlie.
Charlie gave again. I really appreciate you, bosses. Raise prices over wages, and they use that ill-gotten money to F us over by buying politicians so they I'm just having trouble today. So they can suck up even more cash.
I think she meant ill-gotten, right, instead of aisle, but I get it now. I had to look at that two, 3 times. Not Lowe's. Not Lowe's is out of pocket in a minute, but this one's a good comment. Go ahead.
Run, Rebecca, run. That's crazy. There's your campaign slogan right there. Just run a bunch of marathons to gain some traction.
Now let me tell you something. I'm gonna put this one on the screen. I'm gonna put this next one on the screen, but I hereby make it known that I reserve the right to or not post super chats. But because this one said, Ben, I want to get a picture with you where we're drinking a single milkshake, but my straw is in the chocolate and yours is in the vanilla, and we're just gazing into each other's eyes. Y'all better be glad I'm a progressive brother.
And when I saw that, y'all don't understand. We were talking about a serious story.
I know, and I heard you.
Why y'all being weird in the comments? Like, we gotta move on because I gotta pick up my babies.
Okay. Charlie sent another one. Honestly, Mandami talking about the rap video he made with his grandma was one of the most wholesome, needy things. It's endearing. Tiger said, he put money on it. Tiger said, we're starting our own operation to snatch back the narrative and combat the flow of misinformation and dangerous ideas. Join us to learn more. Do not give up. Give them hell. Discord. Well, y'all can see it. I'm not going to read it out. It'll make sense to read it out. Django Fett sent $3 on a super sticker. Sheila Blesden sent $5 on a super sticker.
Thank you, Sheila.
Tiger sent on the Tushy tap. I'm convinced that the majority of men have platonic romantic feelings for their homies, but just don't know how. Don't know it. They end up using that self-hate as fuel to oppress others.
Yep.
Okay.
Web,
And
that's my uncle. Look, uncle, you know, we got the unks. That's my uncle Web. Hey, Web. You can thank you for your super chat. Because look at me, I want to say it. You can tell he is used to it. He didn't even turn like he was shocked. He probably sniffed his fingers. All of the things. Kid ill. It's disgusting, first of all. But hey, Uncle Web, I miss you. Love you.
What's Uncle Web?
Yeah.
What's up, Uncle Web?
Tim Burchett.
Oh,
Oh man. Oh man. Is that the last one?
that's the
Look at him
last one.
sniffing his fingers in this picture.
Ew, and it's like ew.
See, that's why
The
there
aroma.
was one
it's
more.
Right, it's sitting on his chin too, so it's right there where the nose.
He's rubbing it in his chin hair so it can stay the rest of the day.
Also, Chris, thank you so much for your Cash App.
Oh, a
Thank you,
new
Chris.
one.
Appreciate it.
Yum 85.
Yeah, there you go.
Becca not using. Hang on, let me take this thing off the screen.
I know
There you go.
Razor, right? Because it's every job that I've had that's been like corporate or something, they'll use that as my username, Razor, because I'm Razor Sharp, baby. Razor Sharp. All right.
That's it. Y'all ready?
Well, yeah, I'm ready. I'm at the end of the show, but
I
make
needed that
sure
laugh.
you guys like, subscribe, comment for the algorithm, and please subscribe to the channels. Let me tell y'all where I'm at right now. Ew, stop it.
Pink eye.
Hold on.
Okay, let me tell you where I'm at right now on my channel. I am at 9,000. Hold on.
Really?
Yo, okay.
Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah, your girl. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get to the exact number right over here. I'm at 9,731. So that means, Ben, what does it mean?
9,000. What is? I'm sorry, I lost track of the number.
9,731.
31. So you will like need 169.
169. So
I'm sorry, 269.
What is it?
Anyways, go. Don't ask me. Don't ask me easy math.
70.
It's about the metric tensor, not about easy math. Go ahead.
Okay, I need 170 people to subscribe. I got some good content coming out this week. I'm going to be discussing in detail the alligator Alcatraz. I'm going to be discussing in detail ICE becoming bigger than the FBI, a terrorizing group. They worse than all the other people America swear they scared of, right? Because we got ICE in 2003 or whatever because of 9/11 in the early 2000s. That's when ICE was a group that was formed, and they didn't have that much power then, but there were no real rules for them. So now we're seeing how these people just can get by and abuse people and run people over with cars and things of that sort, and how much money is being pumped into them. I'm going to break that down for you guys this week, so be on the lookout for it. And I'm also going to talk about the ICE detention centers, these ICE camps for immigrants, and how they're allowing people to die, and there's no actual places for them to be. And so you think alligator Alcatraz is something new? All of ICE facilities have been like that. So be on the lookout for that. I'm also going to talk about AI and the problem with AI in Blackness, right?
Okay,
how all
that's
the
good.
AI people that we see that are Black that they're making are stereotypical. So we're going to talk about that as well, like the AI influencers, how they're stereotypical, they're baddies, they're over sexualized, and they are usually ambiguous or light skin adjacent. So we're gonna get into some things. We're also going to talk about if I drop it this week, but it will be dropped, how Harvard hired somebody to look into their ties to slavery, and when the person was like, well, dang, the receipts just fall to the floor, they fired them. We're gonna get into it. There's a lot of things to get into this week on my channel, so make sure you are subscribed, you've liked, you hit all the things for the algorithm to make sure I'm pushed out there. Let's get me to 10,000, y'all. I love you. You guys got anything to say? Everybody's hearts and minds are clear.
Thursday, 1 p.m. Beard Money Chronicles. Y'all catch me.
All right.
Thursday, 1 p.m. And Miracle Seeker. The link is on the screen right now. Discord.gg/G7ER7B. It's on the screen right now. I messed that up real good. Y'all come on over. Let's get at least 50 people over there today. I need 50 people to go over there today and join this movement. And we're gonna show y'all. We're gonna run it. We're gonna push back. All right, that's it, everybody.
I love you guys.
Yeah, love y'all. Mean that.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's the outro video? Oh, I don't see the outro video. There it is. I'm trying, y'all.
work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish. I live in life in the ATL.